to start the program. It's time to earn our pay. It's time to meet the people on the Keeler Show today. It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today.
Why do we always listen?
Keeler's always in the know.
It makes me want to call him
And tell him where to go.
And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
Now back to Keeler.
Hello, I'd like to vote for president, governor, and anything that will take money away from our parks and libraries.
Go vote now. It'll make you feel big and strong.
WYBX 950 and 106.9 FM. The Keeler Show.
Now, good morning, and it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we are spending the countdown, if you will, 4 days remaining in the basement studio.
The countdown is on.
Till I get COVID again, I guess.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So, Tuesday, April 9th, and we have a lot to talk about. National Basketball Championship, NCAA last night. First time since a long time that there's been a champion that's done it twice, right? Is that what is
Back-to-back championships? Yeah.
Is it back-to-back where they were last year?
Yes.
Since Florida.
Yeah, wow. I hate UConn.
Yeah, I do too.
Especially
Especially they're still in the Big East,
but you know, what are you going to do?
Jim Calhoun days, I never was a fan of his.
They're incredible on the men's and women's side. We'll talk about that incredible game at the Adirondack Bank Center last night, where Team USA gets the number 1 seed for the rest of the tournament after defeating Canada last night 1-0 in a. Boy, that was an incredible battle with both of those goalies. And both teams did an incredible job of protecting their goalies. But I think the player of the game for the Canadians was their goalie. And the player of the game for the U.S. was their goalie.
Yeah.
It was impressive. A lot of
how
shots
about
on
that?
goal.
An attendance record, that is just very impressive. I mean, it was jam-packed. 4,017 fans jam-packed into the Adirondack Bank Center.
Well, and I think they've been able to make an area where I think they've been able to increase some sort of seating. And so, I mean, that's it just is. People couldn't get tickets to this game.
Yeah.
It was something. What a
sold
game.
out weeks before the
It was, yeah. What a game. And then yesterday, the big news, of course, was the eclipse. And, Andrew, did you experience it at all?
To some extent. I was at my house. Unfortunately, I was driving home, and I think I damaged my eyes. I think I looked in the sun too long.
How long did you look?
Well, it was kind of just a brief
If
look.
it's brief, you're fine.
And then I was using my polarized sunglasses for a spell, but that was when the clouds were there and the totality.
But I don't
believe
think those
had happened.
protect your eyes.
No, I don't think they do.
They
no.
don't. They don't.
No.
So here's the thing: if you looked up at the sun, and I believe this is correct, and maybe I'm
you have
wrong.
to be. I'll ask Dr. Hall, but you have to almost be staring for a long time, right?
Well, you got to be looking at it, and the problem is that you don't. So, I don't know why you would look at it.
Because here's the thing:
It's
like not looking at a car crash. You're not going to not look at a car crash if you.
No, but I don't know why you would look at it, and here's why I'm saying this is because even when it was just a crescent, a small, thin crescent. We were in Old Forge, so we were in totality, and I'll give you my experience. And actually, I have it on tape, and I think it's pretty good. So we were. So if you look at it, it's terribly bright. even with just so with that sliver of a crescent, yes,
Yeah.
it was darker, it was somewhat dimmer, it was somewhat gloomier looking, but it was still daylight. But the minute that moon came in front of the sun, they kept telling us it's not like it's going to be a switch. It was almost like a switch.
How was the cloud cover there?
I
Did
have,
it dissipate?
I have switches in my house. New switches. When you hit the button, it dims down and then goes off.
Yeah, that's cool. I've seen
Now,
that.
I'm not saying it was that fast, but it was quick. It's funny because we're right to the point where there was just a sliver, and I'm like, this was oversold. This isn't even dark. And then I swear to God, within 15 seconds, it was pitch black where we were. It was pitch black. Now, cloud cover for us, it was beautiful right up until about, I don't know, 3 o'clock, 3:10.
Yeah.
And then the clouds started coming in, and it did affect the the first pictures I was taking, because we had a filter for an iPhone. So the first pictures that I was taking were clear, and then they were a little more fuzzy, but you still could get pictures. I'll show you in a little while.
I think you needed the glasses to. Here's the reality of it. You needed those glasses to be able to look long enough to actually see it. Because
Well, no, you need the glasses because it completely dims it, so you could look at it and stare at it.
yeah, you could see
But
the
if you're
moon.
looking, but if you're looking at it now, remember when it was in a complete total eclipse, you could look at that.
Even from Utica in my house, I could. Yes.
I'm just saying you. What I'm not. I know you could.
Yeah,
I'm
right. And I
saying
did.
You could without damaging your eyes.
Okay, good. Yeah.
With total.
Well, then I feel better about it.
Yeah.
There's a couple times I did a quick peek, a quick glance.
A quick peek's not going to hurt you.
I don't know. I heard a little bit.
Listen,
you know?
look into the sun with a quick peek.
It might just be because it's a little early still, but my eyes are a little.
All right. Well, maybe you're screwed. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, so from Old Forge, it was awesome. I have a friend that was in Speculator, and they, of course, were in the path of totality, and they, just before it all happened, the skies completely cleared. They had blue skies.
Wow.
So he was able to see it up there with complete blue skies, and I kind of wonder what that was like. But I got to tell you, I thought it was, and maybe I'm just a sucker, but I thought it was impressive. And I thought it was somewhat emotional. I mean, it was really amazing when you think about it. You're just going pitch black. The temperature dropped significantly there. And so how was it here? Did it get dark here? It dimmed. It got gloomy here, right?
In North Utica, where I live, it got a little bit darker.
Yeah.
The dog didn't act any different. She just sat her lazy butt on the couch still. She
Yeah,
didn't-
I mean,
she
the
didn't
dog's
act,
sitting there,
She didn't act weird
whatever.
or anything.
Mike this morning says, perhaps you should have Ed Welch call in and see if there's a possible job opening for Andrew at CABVI.
I'm on the board, and if
After,
they needed me, I'm sure that they would help me out if I needed them.
Here's what it looked like in Old Forge. I'm going to put this picture up on YouTube in a
So
little
here's
while.
the thing.
Look at that. Now, what you're seeing
yeah.
there is the area that was not in totality, but where we were, it was dark. You literally would need a candle or a flashlight to.
So were you? So again, remember there was.
And then look at this picture. That's what it looked like. That's what I was getting through my iPhone.
So let me ask you this. I mean, were you, because there was the guy in the audio you played yesterday, watch your first one by watching it, and then your second one through your camera lens. Were you able to actually physically watch it, or were you taking pictures?
I didn't listen to him. I took pictures.
Of course.
You know,
so you saw it through the lens of your iPhone.
I saw it both ways. I mean, when it went dark, you're looking around like, wow, this is unbelievable. And then how quickly, too, the moon moved past the sun and it lit up. I mean, I don't know. I was incredibly...
so that's the interesting part.
I was,
with those goggles or those glasses, you were able to probably see the different, degrees of the moon.
Oh, you could
covering
see
up
it.
the sun.
Oh, with the glasses on, you could... The only problem that happened is once the totality occurred, you want to take the glasses off because you couldn't see anything. It was dark.
Yeah.
You're just looking at nothing. And I think that if the skies were not cloudy, we would have maybe been able to see the ring. And I couldn't see that because I think it was too cloudy where we were. So here's John in Bridgewater. Hello, John.
Hey, Bill. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, I didn't think it didn't get as dark as I thought it was going to be. I was in my fishing hole and I was waiting, and it got, it didn't get pitch dark.
Yeah, well, where
were you, John?
Where were you?
That's the thing.
Oh, well, I was in behind the old paper mill in Clayville.
Well, yeah,
He doesn't want to give away his real fishing spot.
That's right. Yeah. But you weren't in the path to totality, so you wouldn't.
Well,
it wouldn't
I did
get pitch
feel
dark.
It got really freaking cold, and
Yeah.
I thought, man, I don't want to climb out where I am to go get my jacket. But it was awesome, and as far as the fish goes, I really can't tell because when I got there at 2:00, I had one by 2:15.
Okay, so you were already killing.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So I already had one, and I lost one. But Andrew, I sent you a picture, and I got some more good pictures to send you. So, but I don't think it had any effect on the fish. I don't think.
It's funny because my wife last night was telling everybody apparently the fish really bite when they. And I'm like,
Well,
you heard
there's
that
only
too?
one good thing that
She
come
said,
out
yeah,
of this.
John. That
My
John
daughter-
from Bridgewater is where I heard it.
My daughter's boyfriend proposed to my daughter yesterday.
Wow, that's
So,
awesome.
he
congratulations.
proposed, and he come up last week and asked me for her hand in marriage, and it was awesome. So yeah,
Well,
they're
congratulations
engaged.
on that.
Where
Thank
was
you very
that now?
much.
Where do they live?
They live in Utica, right off in Oneida Street, down by that cemetery. They're off in Oneida Street.
Oh yeah.
down by
Well,
that
the only
area.
reason I ask is the Post Standard had a story about a couple that got hitched during the or proposed during the eclipse. So
Well, I think there was a lot of
I
that
don't know.
yesterday. There was a lot of it. So
Yeah, I don't think they were
Not
no,
them.
it was her,
No.
so.
he
All
did
right.
propose already, right? You're not
Yes, he
spoiling the
did.
secret.
And
Okay, good.
he also did it the right way and come up and asked for
Very
her
nice.
hand in marriage.
when you when you're catching fish, are you catching trout? Not to change the subject.
Yeah, it's a brown trout.
Brown trout. Okay.
Yeah, once in a while you get a brookie, but they're all
Okay.
mean brown.
All right.
So here's
All right.
John. I can send you this picture.
Yeah, you sent us a picture of you.
What
you-
the hell
you-
is that
That's
you
the
caught?
that's the old dam in Falls behind the old paper mill that blew up years ago. Did you ever read about that?
No.
Well, there's a dam in them falls there, so the only way to get in is you got to climb down that ladder,
Okay.
and you got to climb back up that ladder to get out. So
Okay. Wild. But you found a giant
It looks like
unicorn float.
a llama float of some
There-
kind.
everything. So
Yeah. So a lot
Anyway,
of junk
so-
gets down.
So
in
you're
there.
the environmental conservation wing of that watering hole there. You're getting all
Well,
the
let me
trash
tell
out of
you,
there.
if there's something not kosher, I'll
You'll
mark
get it
down.
out of
Other
there.
than that, you wouldn't believe the stuff that you find.
Well, we've seen some of the stuff that you pulled out of there. It's incredible. So,
So-
all right, good stuff.
All
Thank
right.
you,
Hey.
man.
And congratulations on the engagement. That's
Yes.
awesome.
Hey, thank you very much, man.
All
Have
right.
a good day.
Have a great
Thanks.
day. So yeah, I think that. But now, interestingly, you would experience some sort of phenomena, eclipse experience, almost throughout the entire nation. It just was the further away from totality, the less dark it would be getting. But you would be able to, see it, and you'd be able to see it actually get a little bit dimmer or a little gloomier or a little cooler or whatever. But if you were in that path of totality, it got pitch dark.
Well, I may never be able to see again, so we'll have to just see. I'm a little concerned this morning, but I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, I think you're screwed. Andrew is asking where they live because he wants to sell them a house after they're married. Says Mike. That may be true.
Mike.
All right.
One of these days, I'll get you, Mike.
I don't want to ask any more about this story because it is horrible. So the story of the woman, now we find out she was a doctor, and she was in the. I thought the traffic law was you're not supposed to ride in a.
I don't believe you are.
In a camper that's being towed by another vehicle. Well, that's what these people were doing. Now, whether that's illegal or not, I don't really know. It's one of those things you always heard it was. However, apparently somehow the woman was in the camper, and there were other people, I believe, in it as well. The wind blew, and the door came open. She must have been leaning up against the door, and she fell. They were about 20 minutes from their destination. They were heading up north to see the eclipse. And she fell out of the camper. Struck the pavement, her head on the shoulder of the road. She was taken to Samaritan Medical Center in Watertown, where she was later pronounced dead. The woman who died, Dr. Monica Warnecki, 58-year-old of Stony Brook, Long Island. Warnecki was a physician who worked at Stony Brook Children's Hospital in the Pediatric Allergy and Immunology Department. The hospital has released a statement. Stony Brook Medicine is deeply saddened to learn of the tragic loss of one of our esteemed colleagues over the weekend. Dr. Warnecka, physician at Stony Brook Children's Hospital. The hospital said that our thoughts and prayers go with her family and friends and colleagues affected by the heartbreaking event. When the story first ran on Syracuse.com, it had said that witnesses saw. I know this sounds awful. Did you read the story? It said witnesses saw an arm sticking out from the door. Oh. So I'm like, what happened there? But that is now completely taken out of the story. There's an update on the story, and it's completely taken out. So I just don't know what happened there. But what we do know is that she fell out, and it is terrible. When they say, think about this. If you're ever riding on public transportation, like
I'm never going to be near that door.
I'll tell you, my mother got scared to daylight scared out of her on Saturday. We were going up the elevator at the Adirondack Bank Center, and you get in on one side, you get out on the other. She was leaning up against the back wall, which is really a door. So when the door came open,
she kind of
began to fall backwards, and somebody caught her. I don't know, somebody caught her, and she didn't end up falling. But and then if you're ever riding on a bus and it's a crowded bus, they always say, do not lean up against the door. If you're on a subway, don't lean up against the door. You never know when that door could pop open, and you would go falling out. And that's exactly what happened. And, you think of those camper doors. They have the little locks on them. But those locks only work so if the camper,
moving, yeah.
It basically is flexible, so because it's on an axle. So if the front end is a little higher than the back end, it may release that lock to the point where the door could go popping open.
You guys know I love going to Syracuse football games.
Yes.
So occasionally we get stuck parking up at Skytop.
And you have to take a...
Yeah, I get scared when I have to get on the bus and all them people are crammed in.
Yeah,
because they make a sudden stop.
Because they cram you in. Imagine, this is what I always think about when that happens. Everything's good right now. How do I get out? Now, if you're in the middle of that crowd, imagine if the bus tipped over. Now all of those people are lying on you, and you can't get out. That's what I think about. I don't know what you people think about. So I when all of a sudden I'm on a bus like that, I'm like, I'll take the next one. Elevator. Nope, not doing it.
Yeah, but not at the end of the game.
I'll
That's
take
the
the
last
next
thing
one.
you want to do is get out of there and get home. And I'll ride on the top of the bus if I have to.
I would rather sit and wait and let the crowd go than try to cram into
eventually,
something.
if you're on the bus, the next bus, right? Then you're sitting, and then somebody's butt's in your face, or somebody's,
Listen. I'm not taking a bus. Anyway, I don't know what you guys are doing.
Not taking the shuttle. Fine.
No, I'm not taking
You're parking
the
at the
shuttle.
He's going to put his super cape on and fly right out of the...
I'll do whatever it takes. I'm not taking that bus. I'm not taking it. But I'll tell you that we were once at a Buffalo Bills game, and I had my two boys when they were like 3, and I'm holding their hands. We're going to get a hot dog, and all of a sudden it became halftime, and that place filled up so badly, like it is shoulder to shoulder. But people our size, for God's sakes, you're up against every part of their body. It's terrible. You just don't want to get in those situations. People get crushed like that, right?
Yeah.
People get crushed. What else do I have here this morning? Do you want to talk to Mike? I just, and maybe I have a little claustrophobia, and that's part of the problem. Steve Punny Mazda, the New Year and New Mazda sales event is back. Drive the new 2024 Mazda CX-30 Select Sport model for only $297 a month on a 36-month lease, or save with low APR financing, 0.9%, 1.9%, or 2.9% on select award-winning new 2024 Mazdas. See Steve Punny Mazda for details. As Ricky Z says, let's make your deal on a new Mazda where it's always easy to do business. Steve Punny Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. I don't know. I just am. I don't want to be in that elevator with 12 other people.
Especially if it gets stuck.
If it gets stuck, yeah, I'm
Especially
always
in a
looking
particular
for
office building in the South Utica region.
You're looking for your way out, and how you getting out? I don't know. Here is Mike and Skylar. Hi, Mike.
Hey, good morning.
What's going on?
Much, went to the Tony Danza show.
Oh, you were at the Standards and Stories.
Yes,
Tony Danza.
yes, we had a great time over there.
Nice.
It was awesome.
How was their crowd?
It was not a ton of people there, but we had really good seats.
Nice.
And yeah, it was perfect. See, we were like right. I want row P, I think, right with row P from the stage.
Okay.
Played a lot of, play music, reflection on his life and stuff, a lot of stories and stuff. It was kind of neat. It really never went to anything like that before. And a couple of one of the stories he was saying too was like when he started in Taxi and stuff, and he was people were recognizing him in the street, in the beginning and stuff. And when he went home, his mother said, okay, she goes, okay, big shot. You're not big until you meet Frank Sinatra, because I guess she was a big fan of Frank Sinatra.
He said there was a Sinatra story he was going to tell. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then what's funny is Frank Sinatra came to Who's the Boss, and it was funny because I went on YouTube. You actually could see that episode because he actually did meet Frank Sinatra. And so did his mother. So that's
cool. Yeah.
That
then he told us. Mike was telling me he then told a story about two idiots he had a conversation with on a morning radio show.
Oh yeah,
it was screwed up his morning workout.
Brutal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
but,
these two guys
were
terrible.
We're glad we went to that though, because after what you were talking about earlier, I don't think we'll go to the Springsteen concert because it's the Sky Dome.
What's that?
The Springsteen concert, yeah. When was that?
Okay.
When is that? Or when was that?
That's actually next week.
Oh, yeah.
Where
That's
is
the
it?
makeup from the... Remember, he was...
Is that at the Carrier Dome?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's
I believe it's the 18th.
18th.
18th. Okay. Well, that'll
And
be...
actually, right after the concert, we're heading to Florida. We're actually going out there for vacation. So.
Oh, good for you.
Oh,
That's
nice.
You are going to Springsteen then.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, he went from
because of him talking earlier. But
I wouldn't want you to miss us. I get. Listen, the Dome is awful too at halftime. The minute you go to a Syracuse football game, and then all of a sudden halftime hits, it's brutal. That walkway is. You just don't go out there.
How about Mike though? He's going from Who's the Boss to the Boss. What a great.
That's right too.
Couple weeks of entertainment.
You're right.
Well, and I'll also tell you that Springsteen's appearance on Larry David was really something pretty.
On Curb,
yeah, on Curb Your Enthusiasm was really something. So, all right,
and
Michael.
Also, one last thing.
Yeah.
The songs he was playing, because I was curious because he's done this before.
Yeah.
If you go on Apple Music, he actually has an album out there, and a lot of the songs that he was doing are right on there, so you can actually see the songs from the shows on there.
All right, very cool.
So,
all right, good stuff there, Mike. Thank you, man. You'll have to
You're
let us know
welcome.
how the Springsteen show is.
I will, absolutely.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you.
Take care. Goodbye.
Gotta say that the eclipse was very emotional for a lot of people, including a weatherman from Dallas, Texas. He got like crazy emotional. I mean, you can't take it too far, can you? Really? Listen.
Oh, you can.
Well, we are almost to totality here. The skies have cleared off. I'm going to get emotional. This is just unbelievable. And we're just about to totality here. The next minute, we're looking for the diamond ring. Here we go. It's just about to go total. Look for the diamond ring.
Oh, my God.
There it is. That's the diamond ring right there. Look at the diamond ring. Spectacular. Oh, look, there's a small cloud and you see a halo. Look at that. The diamond ring is still, you can still see the diamond ring. Unbelievable. And there it is. You're looking at the corona of the sun. That's the sun's atmosphere. Unbelievable.
I love that Pink Floyd mix in there.
That's meteorologist David Hartman from WAPT in Jackson, Mississippi. And I got to say that my wife, she did she made